After I shot the intro for day 5, I pretty much went straight over to my compost and puked multiple times. Welcome back to the Abundant Harvest Homestead. I'm Papa Pepper, and what you see behind me is dreams coming true. This has been years in the making, and we're taking some really good steps forward. I'm very thrilled because this has been a focus of my life. It's just that so much stuff has to line up, and what lined up recently is that I had enough rock collection to be able to commit to actually doing this. I wanted to make sure that I did not run out of resources when I got started. Now, I did have to go get more mortar, that's fine, but I knew I had 1 week off of work. So the first thing that I wanted to do was get the prep work done. Once that prep work was done, I knew all I had to do was stack this stuff, mortar it together, and get it going. I had a 1 week limited opportunity, and I wanted to do this whole part of it. What we have behind me is actually a hole in the ground that's a root cellar with a concrete slab poured over it, and then I'm building an outdoor kitchen on top of it. When I look at the compost and the chickens, you can probably hear the guineas, and the garden and the house. It's just This is the perfect area for it all. And as we use the outdoor kitchen, take care of making food, then we can store it immediately right in the basement of this, which is also a tornado shelter. And what I did is I got sick of ground contact. Taking something like a cedar, just digging a hole, shoving it in the ground, letting that rot, letting ants or termites or other things get in there. Don't want to deal with any of that. So concrete slab, cedar on top of that, coming 40 inches up off of that with this. And then we're going to just completely entomb it, encase it in rock, mortar, and concrete so there's no ground contact with this. That's what I wanted to do. I'm going to show you guys the days, how they went, and how we got where we are right now. So when I woke up ready to go after my prep work was done, I felt horrible. Sore throat, stuffy nose, coughing, fatigue in my body, just sore muscles. It was bad. And I said, well, whatever, I have to accomplish this. This is my 1 week opportunity. I want to be able to commit to it and move past this stage of my life. And on Monday, right as I was about to go and get started, a friend needed some help, so I had to go pour some concrete with him. Get back over here, finally get started. Was able to do part of this wall. And considering that it was just a partial day, I was happy with how far I made it, but I was also very concerned that I would not have enough time this week to accomplish it. Talking with some friends as I was making my progress, gave them a report on Monday, and actually had a friend reach out. Listen to what he said.
Hey, the stonework around that pavilion is looking great, and I want to come help you with it. So, I have tomorrow free. What time would you like me to be there?
Now he also said if I didn't want the help, don't worry about it. And I let him know, look, health-wise, I'm not doing good. There's a sore throat, there's head congestion, there's stuff with the nose going on, my body doesn't feel good. He says, I'm not worried about it. He goes, I want to come, I want to help. And I said, absolutely. I have, a to-do list, and then there's a to-do list for when I got another one. Having another man working with me on this, absolutely awesome, even if it's just for one day. So I said, look, if you want to come out, why don't you grab me $100 worth of mortar, which is like 10 bags. Why don't you bring it with me as you pass through town, or bring it with you as you pass through town, and we'll get started on this. We'll run it out. We'll keep going. And what happened that day is we were able to make it around here, and that actually gave me hope that I could actually accomplish it this week. There was a couple partial days that I had, adding in 8 hours from him, kind of brought it out where I probably could have done this with just 1 week, but a couple of my days were short. But it gave me hope that in this actual 5-day opportunity, I could do it. Check out his help. tell you what, having my boys help too, because they were mixing up mortar. They were bringing over more rocks for my rock piles of resources. They were actually sometimes looking at what would come next, and they'll be like, "Hey Dad, will this fit there?" I'd be like, "Oh, thanks," because then I don't need to think about it. Went really well. Really happy with where we got at the end of that day. Hot, sweaty, long days in the hot sun. And then my wife, which worked out good for the sun and for the rain, because there was off and on rain throughout this project, she goes, "Papa, you've got the whole structure up there. Why don't you take a tarp and build some shade for yourself?" So on day 3, I finally got shade, and I was so thankful for her because I don't think I would have been able to successfully work as hard as I did if I would have been baking in the sun for another day. I was able to run it out to the end, and look at how nice and straight this is. Same thing down the other edge. From there, and then to this one, to this one, to this one, everything is leveled up to where I want it to be. And all I need to get done today will be the rest of this edge, and then around here. So I've got a bunch of rocks that are staged already. I still have some piles left close by, and I think I've got everything I need. And my boy here keeps getting the mortar ready for me. Alright, I'm re-recording the audio for this day 5 footage. I had to re-record all sorts of stuff because the new camera and microphone, it's been messing up, not going as smooth as I would like. Not much left starting for day 5. Worked till dark the day before. And on day 4, I also did do a town run in the morning, which cut into my day. Was able to get more mortar though. So it looks good and close. It's almost to the top. I should be able to finish this today, even though I've got between a 3 and a 4 hour run. I got to take my wife an hour away and back for something. So that's going to cut into my day, but I think I've got it where I can finish it. Now, I do not want this project to be short term. I want it to be built to last, for strength, for longevity, for just kind of an impenetrable fortress as far as like water or bugs and stuff is concerned. And I believe that there's nothing as permanent as a temporary solution. So I've got to actually build it right from the get-go. After I shot the intro for day 5, I pretty much went straight over to my compost and puked multiple times. Again, still not 100% healthy. I'm not as sore with my body, but again, the show must go on. So, okay, got there, whatever. Had to adjust for rain again, quite a bit with the tarp. So sun the other day, rain this time. Was able to get it done. And I just kind of want to give you guys a quick walk around, show you where we wound up. I figure it's where I wanted it to be. Is there slight improvements here and there? Is there some stuff we could fill in here? And yeah, there's stuff. But this is what I wanted. I wanted it all around this area to that height this week, and I was able to do that. Let's take a look at this whole thing now. I think it looks beautiful. Nice edges. I had a rebar system with some sliding tubes with a string line to kind of keep things straight that I could move up and down at whatever angle I wanted. I didn't want it, you know, all perfect and square. I wanted it a little flowing. You know, I didn't want every line to be its own line. I wanted it to be more flowing than that, a little more character than that. Some of these I just put in two to help space them, so they'd be tipped at the right angle. I'll knock that one out. There you go. Yeah. But then the goal here, I will do some grout work, finishing it up. But the goal is that I'll transition at this point. But what you see here, I'm going to frame in back here and then fill with concrete. So what that'll kind of look like is, if you look down here, we're just going to be a little bit out from there. So there's not going to be a ton to fill with concrete back here, but I want these encased in concrete, rock and mortar, up to about here. On the top of here, I'm going to have bigger ones that stick out and give myself an overhang. So there's a little ledge here that sticks out to the outside. And there's going to be screen windows above here for this open part. That'll be doorways and a closed-in part of the building. This will be two swinging doors. One can stay shut if you just need little stuff, but if you got to bring big things in or out, or say you're carrying a deer. Okay, open both doors. Bring it in here, hang it up here, hose it off, let it head down the drain. You know, have it where you can just spray and wash and keep things. You know, I want big old stainless steel, 3 or 4 series sink in here. You know, but this is going to be a double screen. It's going to be both a regular fly and skeeter screen, but then also like a 1/2-inch hardware cloth, so you can keep coons and possums and stuff out too. And this will just be a big open outdoor kitchen. There'll be some stuff in here, sinks, a little bit of cupboard, some other stuff, but we're getting there. Just want it to be super solid, super tough. When this gets encased in concrete, I'll put a smooth edge across the whole thing. Easy to clean. Yeah, taking shape. But this project has been years in the making. Took a long time to collect all these rocks. Took a long time to stack them all. Bad health this week while I've been doing it. And then a lot of messed up stuff with the video. It's taken me so much to put this video out. So if you guys stayed this long, hopefully you appreciate it. The outdoor kitchen, guys, it's coming together. Cost me a week of my life to get that rock and mortar done, but hopefully it'll be here for generations to come. We'll see you next time. Papa out.